Hi everybody, welcome to Tangle Break. Today we're going to be doing this tile using the fragment cadent. We're going to be using the 8 basic steps of the Zentangle method. Step number 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I'm thankful for the time that we're able to take a break from our day to relax and draw. And the supplies that we're going to use are a Micron PN blue pen, a blue-black Micron PN pen, a black Micron PN pen, a gold metallic jelly roll, a blue pastel chalk pencil, a white charcoal pencil, a Zentangle pencil, a Tortillon for each pencil, a 3.5-inch gray tile, and this tile was inspired by Project Pack 7 from Zentangle headquarters. So let's get started. Go ahead and grab your tile and your pencil, and step 2 is the corner dots. Step 3 is the border. Step 4 is the string, and what we're going to do today is use cadent. So grab your blue-black Micron PN pen, and we're going to just draw one fragment of cadent. So I'm going to come down from the corner and draw an orb. In the second corner, an orb. The third corner, an orb. And the fourth corner. And cadent is just connecting these with a little of a S shape, just a slight S shape. And then we're going to turn our tile and do an S shape connecting the orbs, just a slight S. And that's it. That's the beginning of cadent. Well, that is cadent. And now we're going to take it from there. So now I'm going to just aura on the inside and then back to the orb. I'm going to turn my tile and do it again. From one orb, aura, and then go back to the next orb. All the way around. Okay, now I'm going to do it again. Just aura on the inside, connecting the orbs. And then we're going to fill in these bands. Going again for the third time. Okay, now I'm going to go one more time around, which will make a total of 4. Okay, I'm just making sure all sides have 4. Now switch out to your black Micron PN pen. And we're going to go ahead and aura just a very tiny space in the middle. Okay, now get your blue Micron PN pen, and we're going to go ahead and go to the top band that we made all the way around, and we're going to aura it with this pretty blue. So go ahead and turn your tile and do the next one. And we're going to go all the way around. Okay, now switch out to your blue-black Micron PN pen. And now we're going to do some more auras on the outside. So start at your orb and come out, and we're going to aura, leaving a band, and then come back in to the other orb, making that S. So come out, go around, keeping an aura, and then come back in. And we're going to do that all the way around. Come out with an aura, keeping a band, and come back in. Okay, now we're going to do it again. So the second time. Now we're going to do it for a third time. Okay, now switch to your blue Micron PN pen, and we're going to go back into this section where we just auraed and put in an orb in the middle, and then we're going to go all the way to the edges, smooshing these orbs and making them look like they're behind the one beside it, all the way to the end, and then do it on this side. And then where you have space in between the orbs, just fill it in those little corners. Now turn your tile and do it again. Go to the center and make an orb, and then fill in all the way to the edges. Okay, turn your tile and let's do it again. Put an orb in the middle, and then fill them in. Okay, turn your tile and do it one last time. Put an orb in the middle and then fill them into the edges. Okay, now we're going to go back to all the orbs and put a little curve on them, or like a little smile, and it just gives them more of a rounded look. Just a little curve. Almost looks like a little smile. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the next band to the left of these orbs, and we're going to just aura the inside, and then we're going to put a slanted knight's bridge inside this. So just watch what we're going to do. Turn your tile, and we're going to put bars that slant a little to the right and fill them in. So put in 2 parallel lines and then fill them in. And we're going to do that all the way across. Okay, now we're going to do the next one to the left of the orbs above and just make an aura. Okay, now turn your tile and we're going to do the parallel lines at a slant and fill them in. And this is a version of Knight's Bridge. Okay, turn your tile and we're going to aura the next band. And put in the slanted Knight's Bridge. Okay, turn your tile for the last band and go ahead and put an aura in. Well, I'm going to turn it back and make it a little bit easier this way. Put in your aura and then put in your slanted Knight's Bridge. Now I'm going to put in an aura on the next band toward the center. And in this band, we're going to do some crisscrosses. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 parallel lines, and I'm not filling them in, all the way across at an angle. And then I'm going to come back in a hollow ball fashion and do another set of parallel lines. And that's it. That made my little crisscrosses. Okay, so aura, the next band, and that's all I'm doing. It's parallel lines similar to Knightsbridge, but I'm not filling them in. And then I'll go back and do parallel lines at the opposite slant and make them go underneath. So it looks like little X's, almost like little stitches. Okay, and not that many. And let's aura the next one and do the same thing. These little crisscrosses. You can do them in either direction to start with, just as long as the second layer is underneath in the opposite direction. And just real lightly going through. Okay, do my next band. And this is my last one. For the crisscrosses, turn my tile, make the parallel lines at a slant, and then I'm going to go back and do parallel lines in the opposite slant and go underneath what I just drew. And these are cute. Okay, now I'm going to go in one more time and aura. And the spaces are getting littler and littler. And the fill in is going to be littler. I'm just going to do these little perfs, these little tiny beads, these tiny little circles squished up against each other. It looks like beads. So aura, and then squish in these teeny little circles right beside each other. Turn your tile, aura, and then squish in these little beads. And then the last time, aura and squish. Okay, so this part is done. Let's go ahead and switch out to your gold metallic jelly roll pen. And we're going to put a little gold around here. So go to the center and fill that in. Okay, so next go to where the Knightsbridge is and fill in the little spaces all the way around. It gives a little pop. Okay, next go to the band to the right of the orbs, and we're just going to fill in that whole area with the gold. Okay, now go to the next band underneath and fill that in, and we're going to do it all the way around. Okay, fill in the next band underneath this one to the right of the orbs. Turn your tile and keep going. And then one more band on this side. Okay, now switch out and get your blue Micron PN pen, that pretty blue. And we're going to go to the band beside the gold one and aura. And on this one, we're going to smoosh in squares. So just a squarish looking figure, squishing it in. And these, I'm just going to make the lines to fit in. And then I'm going to go in and just put in a little dash in the middle of each one, just a little dash. Okay, and that's it. So now let's go to the next band and aura. and then squish in these little squares. You can just do the lines. You don't have to do the complete square. It gives the same effect. This is actually easier. And then we're going to go back through and put a dash in the middle of each square. Okay, so turn your tile and do the next band. Okay, turn your tile, and this is the last band of these little smushed squares. So Aura, put in your squares and the dashes. So if you want to, you can grab an eraser and just erase the pencil border that we had made at the beginning. Okay, now grab your blue pastel chalk pencil, and we're going to go to this last band on the outside and just put in this pretty blue. And we're going to do it all the way around. Okay, next, grab your tortillon that you have for this blue pencil and go ahead and blend it in. Okay, next, grab your blue-black Micron PN pen again. And we're going to make one more border going out and around, just aura the outside and come in. Turn your tile. You can do it either direction. And we're going to come out around just a little one and come back in. This isn't as wide as some of the other ones. This one is going to go off the tile. Just picture where it would come back on. And then this one going up and around, and then back in. Okay, so now grab your gold metallic jelly roll pen, and we're going to fill in this last band with gold all the way around. So now it's time for part 6 to shade. So grab your Zentangle pencil, and we're going to go through here and do some shading. So around the orbs that we made at the very beginning, I'm putting some graphite or pencil around the orb. Okay, then I'm going to come out from there because it almost looks like it's holding this tapestry or like a cloth down, almost like little screws, and that we're going to make it look like little screws in just a minute. So let me get a tortillon, and we're going to just spread it out. Just smooth out the shadow. So now get your black Micron PN pen, and we're going to go back and put these little slants on the orbs. It almost makes it look like little screws now. The top of a screw. And then go around the orb just to define it more since we put the gold and the pencil down. So just 2 little slants that sort of curve out at the edges, and then go around the orb. And it looks like little screws. Okay, next go ahead and get your white charcoal pencil, and we're going to put some highlights around. So let's look at the little squares that we did. And I'm just putting a band of white on that, and the orbs, and the Knightsbridge, each of the little sections we did. I'm putting a highlight right down the middle, all the way around, right down the middle. On the outside here, the little squares, the orbs, the Knightsbridge, the little crisscrosses, and the little beads. Okay, now grab your Tortillon for your white charcoal pencil and just smooth it out into the paper. Okay, get your Zentangle pencil again, and we're going to do a little more shading. So right here where the screw is, where the fabric almost looks like it folds in, we're going to put a lot of graphite or pencil in these little crevices here around the screws, coming out so it looks like it's folding on itself. Okay, get your Tortillon and just smooth it into the paper. Okay, now it's time for step 7, initial and sign. So grab your pen and put down your initials or your chop. And then turn it on the back. And this was Tangle Break. And this was all based on the fragment cadent. And so step 8 is appreciate again. And I hope you enjoyed our break today. And I will see you next time on Tangle Break. Bye for now.